This journey can be difficult because there are going to be people in your life who are going to say to you, oh, you think you're better now? Who do you think you are? Or why are you talking like that? Why are you dressing like that? Why are you going to this show? Or why are you going to that show? They have you in a box. But just because they have you in a box, it doesn't mean that you have to keep yourself in that box. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Janelle and I talk about self-love, self-improvement, self-development, mental health, God, all of the above. Let's get started. I work with predominantly women. One thing that I'm very passionate about is for them to be their best selves, for them to be women that they were always meant to be, especially if they've come from a place of having a wounded past, wounded childhood, they've had things done to them. These are barriers that could impact who you are meant to become. And when I work with a lot of these women, I often hear, I don't know who I am, or I don't know who I'm supposed to be, or I don't have a sense of self. And there are a lot of videos out there that talks about, how to become her. And it's more so around the aesthetics. You'll see a woman in a jet, or she'll have her nails done, or she'll be getting out of a luxury vehicle, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you want to strive for that, I think that's great. More power to you. But I think it goes a little deeper than that. And when I talk about it going a little deeper, I mean healing from some of those past wounds that are impacting you from becoming the best version of yourself, from being able to put your best foot forward. You are not going to put your best foot forward if you are still holding on to things from your past, or things from your past are holding on to you and you're not even aware of it. And what I mean by that is, I didn't know that I didn't know my past had a hold of me. And it wasn't until a birthday that I had 2 years ago where my eyes literally just opened. I felt like God just unlocked this other realm that I had no idea existed. I didn't know that I wasn't showing up for me. I didn't know that I was engaging in mediocre behavior. I didn't know that I was liking mediocre men. I just did what was normal, what was normalized over my entire existence. And sometimes all we know is our past information. Or if we have people around us and they come from a similar background, it kind of clouds us. It doesn't allow us to realize that there's other things that are out there that are bigger than what we can see in front of us. And that is something that I was able to unlock literally 2 years ago. And since then, it's just been an uphill journey for me of just really discovering myself and not accepting mediocre crap. Just doing things for myself and finally not allowing my own fears to stop me from essentially living the life that I want to live. The first step to become that woman that you're meant to become is healing from your past. Heal from the old narrative. Heal from the mom issues, from the dad issues. Heal from that. Whether it's going to therapy, whether it's going to groups, whether it is reading self-help books, you want to be able to heal that narrative that you have picked up and that has been a part of you for all these years. Because I guarantee that narrative is still existing somewhere, but it's become so normalized that you don't even realize it. Another step to becoming that woman that you've always wanted to become is discover who you are. What do you like? What do you dislike? What are your hobbies? One thing that I've told some of my clients to do is look to some of the women that you see in the media. Now, that's not always the best thing to do, but, try to choose someone who's a little level-headed and, ask yourself, what do you like about that person? Well, I like how she carries herself. I like how she's a boss. I like that she lives a soft life. I like that she volunteers. I like that she dresses a particular way. I like that she takes her health and fitness seriously. So maybe what you can do is start to incorporate aspects of what this person does and make it your own. This is a way for you to kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like. So let's say you start going to the gym at like 5 in the morning, and then you realize, you know what? I'm not a gym girl, or I'm not someone who should be going to the gym at 5 in the morning. Maybe you want to go to the gym at 10 p.m. or at 6 p.m. Or maybe going to the gym isn't for you. Maybe you enjoy Pilates, maybe you enjoy kickboxing, but you want to start somewhere so you can start. So the purpose of that is to discover who you are and what you like, right? So if you want to start dressing a particular way, maybe you start dressing and wearing certain clothes. Maybe you start wearing blazers all the time, and then you realize, you know what? Blazers are too constricting for me, so I'm more of a t-shirt and jeans type of gal. So the whole point of this is figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, because maybe once upon a time ago, you didn't have an opportunity to get to know yourself. Another thing that I would say is don't feel guilty for becoming this new version of yourself, because sometimes we may have brought certain people from our past to our present and they may not be a good fit, but we're holding on to them because we don't have anybody else. Don't feel guilty for letting some people go. Not everyone is meant to be in your life long term. There are some people who are only meant to be in your life for a season and for a reason. And you can sit with that and figure that out, but it doesn't mean you now have to feel guilty as to why you are letting some people go, because not everyone is meant to go with you on your journey. Some people are meant to stay behind, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're better than them. It just means that you have to evolve and figure things out on your own instead of trying to take all these people with you. So don't feel guilty when you have to change certain aspects of your life. Another thing that I would add, sometimes we have this narrative that we're not enough, or I'm not deserving of these things to happen in my life. I'm not deserving of having a good relationship. I'm not deserving of having good friendships. I'm not deserving of buying things for myself. We have to learn how to let old narratives go and realize that those narratives were never our own to begin with. We want to be able to recognize where these old narratives of undeserving comes from, so you can now learn how to let it go and say, you know what? You don't belong to me. I'm not going to bring you with me. I am deserving. Saying that can be difficult. You're not going to believe it right away, but I want you to be open to the possibility that that old narrative is not true. I want you to be open to the idea that you can now live by a new narrative and allow that to be your own, as opposed to holding on to something that was never yours to begin with. However, people placed the old narrative upon you because it fit their purpose of what they wanted to do, which was to keep you down, which was to keep you in a negative cycle of doubt and disbelief about yourself. The last thing that I want you guys to take away is that this is not going to be easy. This is not an easy process. This takes time. You know, becoming the version that you've always wanted to become can be daunting. You know, sometimes you think, well, what if I fail? What if I make mistakes? That's life. It's not about being perfect. It's not about getting everything right all the time. It's literally about self-discovery. It's taking yourself on a date. It's getting to know yourself. It's getting to, you're starting to learn how to love yourself. You're starting to appreciate yourself. This journey can be difficult because there are going to be people in your life who are going to say to you, oh, you think you're better now? Or who do you think you are? Or why are you dressing like that? Or why are you talking like that? Or why are you going to this show? Or why are you going to that show? They have you in a box. But just because they have you in a box, it doesn't mean that you have to keep yourself in that box. All I'm saying is that this process can be challenging, and don't give up. Don't give up because there are challenges that presents itself, because that is life. Life is going to be filled with challenges. It's not about the challenge, it's how you deal with it. So if you deal with it by just saying, forget it, this was a stupid idea, I'm not going to do it anymore, that's one thing. But you could also say, you know what? Life is happening and it's okay. Yes, I'm down and out right now, but I'm not going to stay down and out. Learn how to get back up. Learn how to fight against adversity. You don't have to give up just because something goes wrong. Just know that this does take time and it's okay. All right, guys, thanks for watching my video. Please don't forget to like and comment below and subscribe and share, and I'll be back next week.